These guys want a crew member to take as their slavers. Oh crap! So I'm not gonna send a crew member over no matter what. I'd rather fight it out and potentially die rather than send crew members, because crew members I find are one of the most important resources you can have. So we will fight these guys. These guys, even though they're a fighter and ship looks really intimidating, they're not too much stronger. They just have, you know, 2 weapon systems here. It looks like a laser and some kind of beam gun and a shield. So we'll send our Artemis for their here, we'll send the Artemis at the there we go, like that. The Artemis at their weapon systems. Oh, and here's the cloaking thing. Alright, I just did that in real time rather than pausing. So I depowered my engines, which I don't need evade chance if I have cloaking up, because cloaking makes you untargetable. And the nice thing about cloaking is you can still charge up your weapons. So I should have done this right at the start of the area, so I can charge up my weapons while targeting them. And the good thing is they can't charge up their weapons because they can't target me, so their weapons are completely uncharged. So I basically get like a free shot or free volley or free turn off from having the cloaking, which is really nice. And as soon as you attack, you'll become uncloaked. So I took out their weapon systems. Not going to use another missile, shouldn't need it. And their shield is already damaged too, so we'll just use the burst laser here. You can set it to auto fire, by the way, if you don't like targeting every time, but I generally like to. It's hard to know this right now, but when an enemy has a shield, you can actually break through it easier by coordinating your targets. So let's say I had 2 lasers that fired the volley of 3 shots each. If I fire them at the same time, I've noticed that the shield, it'll penetrate through their entire shield, even if they have 4, because that's 6 shots and the shield only absorbs 1 hit for the most part. So I could actually penetrate through a 4 power shield if I had 2 starting lasers if I fire them at the same time. But if I fire them like offset, the shields will recharge in between and it'll be a lot harder to penetrate them. It'll take you a long time to do that. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to unpower the med bay and instead power up the engines. We can jump out of here because I want to keep the cloaking device powered up. They're pretty far away still. Let's head farther up. I was about to say north, but I don't think there's anything here. I was trying to fend off a Mantis ship. Ugh. So don't have to fight anything. We get some free stuff, free scrap, and a free drone, which is nice. Speaking of which, I need to buy another power bar, so I can power up my med bay. And I think one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started this game is that for every time I got an upgrade, I would buy a power thing too. 1 second here. Pair 5 damage, scrap -10. I could ignore it. Well, let's spend -10 scrap isn't too bad. Thank you for your business, no refunds. Okay, well, that was kind of a jib. But if you buy like 1 extra power for each time you upgrade one of these, so let's say, for example, I upgrade my weapon system so that it has 4 power now. Well, then I would buy a reactor power so I could, you know, have it fully charged all the time. I think that's a kind of a rookie mistake because, as I learned, it's better to save that scrap and manage your power systems better by depowering the med bay. For example, I don't need the med bay powered unless I'm healing somebody, so I can unpower that. Don't want to ever unpower the oxygen systems unless you're really in a pinch. And everything else is nice. You can unpower the engines too. That's one system that you can unpower, but your evade chance does go down when you do that. So let's go ahead and jump towards the exit. I'll probably hit up that distress beacon before I go to the exit though. Alright, nothing. Oh, there is some stuff here. Wow, they just give us more free stuff. So we actually have like quite a few drones. We have 3 drones. We don't have a drone system here. Don't have enough to buy it at the store either. Unless I sell some of the drones. But let's go to the distress beacon first, and then we'll decide if we want to go to the store before we go to the exit. Oh god, an energy fighter. Alright, so this time we don't have the option of running away. But its shield isn't as large, and neither is its hull, so it's not as strong as that other energy fighter we came across. Let's send our laser right at its weapon system. I don't know if this is going to penetrate the green shield or not, but let's go cloaked so we get a little bit of extra time advantage while weapon's charged. So we'll have the drop on them. Yeah, it looks like the green shield absorbs missiles, unfortunately, but the blue shield does not. Alright. Cool. So our shield blocked everything there, which is nice. So we're just going to keep sending our lasers at their weapon systems, and then once their weapon systems are down, we'll take out their shields system. There we go. Now go for their shields. Don't need to spend a missile here. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. You can see your FTL drive charges while you're in combat. And they're actually trying to flee. Speaking of FTL drive, they're trying to flee. Should only take one more volley. They don't have a shield, so I'm not gonna let them flee. Because if you let them flee, you won't get any loot. 2 fuel, some scrap, and some missiles. Nice. But yeah, you can actually you can run away if you let this charge, and it fully charges. Like if you don't want to fight somebody or get in a bad situation, sometimes it's better to run away rather than fight. So you have to make that decision. I think I talked about pretty much all the meters here. Talked about all of this stuff up here. Your crew members. You can hotkey everything pretty much in this game. So you can use certain keys to target the crew members. You can target the weapons with keys, and you can also depower systems with keys and stuff like that too as well. So even though you can pause this game, I feel like kind of a challenge, which I might actually like to do, is try to play this game in real time without pausing. Now that would be pretty difficult because sometimes situations get pretty hairy as the game goes on. Alright, let's go back to the store. We'll buy that drone system, I think. And we'll do it by selling one of these. So which one do we want to sell? The hull repair. Ooh, that's pretty good. So I remember at the beginning of this, I talked about that I didn't think there was any way to repair your hull. Well, here you go. 3 to 5 damage every time you use it. So I don't know if each one of these bars counts as one or how this works exactly, but I could sell it for a lot of scrap. This is an anti-personnel drone. Okay, so I was actually reading this wrong. I thought I could send this out as a attack drone on their ship to attack their crew, but this is basically a defender, and that's not that great. My crew can pretty much take care of themselves. So I think we'll sell this one, and then we'll buy the drone control with the scrap. Oh, here you can buy crew, and I might have actually should have bought some crew, because these guys are Ingy and they're really good at repairing stuff. So I really like them because they repair the crap out of your spaceship there. The Steve, they can repair the Steve. We can rebuild him. Ooh, and I already have a defense drone. Oh right, because it comes free with one. Cool, so I have a defense drone, I have hull repair, and I have an anti-ship beam. So let's see, which ones do we want to put on our thing here? I think we can switch out the hull repair if we need to start repairing our ship. That's kind of a situational thing. Keep those 2 on it. Now I can't use those 2 unless I power them up, and it's going to take 1 drone every time, just like it's going to take a missile. Let's head to the exit now. You can see they're pretty close to us. They have this warning area though, but if you can't actually, I think, stay, but what you'll go up against a really, really high level enemy, and what you want to do is just run away. You don't want to stay and try to fight them. However, most of the time, it seems like they'll just kill you before you're able to even power up to run away.